Hey everybody, it's Noreen. Welcome to my kitchen, and today I got a quick kitchen tidbit for you. My girlfriend that I work with called me at 6 o'clock this morning. Actually, she texted me, and she said a friend of hers who's a shrimper, because I live in coastal North Carolina, she wanted to know if I wanted to buy between 20 and 25 pounds of fresh shrimp, and she would bring it. She would have it for me. I go by her house on the way home in the evening, so I would pick it up. And so I did that, and I thought might be a good opportunity to show you what fresh North Carolina shrimp look like and how we're going to clean them and store them so I can freeze them for later use, because this will get me through the winter as far as shrimp goes, and I may actually get another batch. It just depends. And then later on I'm going to cook a shrimp dish, but that'll be a separate video. So Rick is going to show you. Oh, see, there's our cat. He smells the shrimp. He's ready for him. But over here in the sink, I brought them home in a big cooler full of ice. And these are absolutely gorgeous, ginormous North Carolina shrimp. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop the heads off of them, and then we're going to size them. And then I'm going to store them. I'm going to grab a container here. We're going to store them in plastic containers covered with water. And these are the containers that I'm going to use.
Talking about the BPA. And
these actually are Glad, and on the label they actually say they're BPA free. I noticed when I was purchasing containers this morning, the Glad and the Ziploc are BPA free, but the Rubbermaid ones, which I usually buy, do not say that on them, which doesn't mean they aren't, but if it doesn't say it on the label, I'm not going to buy them. And if any of you don't know what BPA is, it's bisphenol A, and it's a highly toxic chemical that is known to cause cancer, stunt growth, and cause young women to go through puberty much, much earlier. It also decreases brain function over time, because when you use the plastic containers in the microwave, the chemical leaches into the food. If you have a bottle of water in your car, and you leave it in the car and come back to it and it's hot, you should never drink that water because it's really poisoned. But anyway, enough of that. I'll get off my soapbox now. So, this is as simple as can be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of them, and then Rick and I are going to go and we're going to process all these, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you the rest of the process for freezing them. So, you take a shrimp, and you need to be very careful because these things are sharp. These tails, they can get under your fingernail and they're really painful. But we can just take the shrimp, the underside of the shrimp, and you simply pop their head off, just like that. See? Beautiful. You can get a bowl, toss it in. And get another one. See? That one I didn't do so good. There we go. Here, that's better. I'm going to keep the heads, and I'm going to freeze those in a separate container because I'm going to make shrimp stock out of these later, and that'll be good. Ta-da! Just like that. And then you can take the digestive tract out later when you're getting ready to eat it. See, I'm not doing that good. But that's good. Just like that. If you get your thumb, and you just pop it right off. These are not going to take long at all. Pop. Toss in the bowl. Just like that. Sometimes you want to rinse them out. Make sure the water is cool and not hot. And sometimes you can get that digestive tract and just pull it out with your fingers. But you'll get it later when you devein them. Ta-da! Look at that. That's super, super simple. Okay, so the next step, Rick and I are going to go have a little beheading party, and we'll be back in a little while. Okay, as you can see, we processed these, and it didn't even take 20 minutes. Rick and I did it together.
We got a whole bowl of processed shrimp and a whole bowl of heads.
Now I have 4 here that are not processed yet, because it occurred to me as I was popping heads that I didn't really explain it as good as I think I should have, how to do this. Let me just turn the water on a little. Do you see here where the shrimp bends and its neck shell separates from the rest of its body? that's kind of where you want to position your thumb, right over this first set of legs. And you want to push that out just like that. And if you're lucky, you can get that mud vein right out of there at the same time.
You know what that is? That's feces.
Rick is being funny. Any of you who are fans of The Office and are familiar with Dwight Schrute, in one episode he went to, and if any of you don't know The Office and Dwight Schrute is a very odd little man. He went to a cocktail party and was standing next to a woman eating a cocktail shrimp and said, "You know what that line is on down its back?" And she didn't wait for him to, she didn't answer. He just looked at her and what did he say, honey?
That's feces.
That's feces. Yeah, so that's something we'll never forget for the rest of our lives. But okay, you can see I have one more. I'll show you one more time. If the shrimp are going to come, some of them are going to be straight like this, but some of them are going to be curled up pretty tight. But there's this natural separation between its head and its body. This is the part you're going to eat. And then just above its first set of abdominal legs, you're going to pop that right off. See? That is not very pleasant looking, but you don't want to eat that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of these
Get your hands.
Sorry. I'm going to put 40 shrimp in a container because everybody in my family loves shrimp, and that's 10 shrimp a piece. And once you get these all peeled and everything, that's going to be enough. I'm going to cover this with water. Just like that. I'm not going to fill it to the top because once you put this in the freezer, that's going to expand, and if you fill it too full, that's going to crack the container. So, I'm going to give it a little zhuzh.
We're going to freeze into a block of ice.
And we're going to freeze this just like so. And when I thaw this out, when I get ready to use this shrimp, it is going to be just as if I cooked it today when it was fresh. This shrimp was pulled out of the water this morning. So I really want to preserve that freshness, and freezing is the best way to do that. I know that I'm Still Working has mentioned that she has canned shrimp with great success. I've never done that. I'm holding out for her to do a video on that. So the next time I get a big bunch of fresh shrimp, I'm going to tackle canning some of it. So I hope you try this. I hope if you live in a coastal area that you don't get afraid to buy whole shrimp with their heads on. I know they're ugly, and I usually buy my shrimp without the heads. But this morning when the shrimper called and said, "Do you want some?" how was I going to say no? They were literally $2 a pound. So, I hope that this helps you understand how to clean shrimp and preserve them in the freezer. And I hope you stay tuned because I am going to throw together a quick meal using some of this shrimp in a little while. So, until next time, I'll see ya!